so proud of you.
I'm drowning! I'm Elfo.
Welcome to the medieval kingdom of Dreamland. Hi, Juni here. So the Disenchantment came to Netflix and I went ahead and watched the whole thing. I binged it all and I decided to make a drawing about it and speak about it a little bit. So for this drawing I used my puzzle figure as my model. That's why it looks a little bulky, and yeah, this was done initially in Procreate on my iPad, and then I moved to Photoshop. So about this show. So Disenchantment came to us from the mind of legendary animator Matt Groening. He's responsible for The Simpsons and also Futurama. Matt Groening has brought us to the future with Futurama. He's represented the present with The Simpsons, and now he's bringing us to the past in the feudal fairy tale Disenchantment. Within the story, we follow the antics of Princess Bean, an elf called Elfo, and also a small little demon called Lucy. I'm sure it's not nothing to do with Lucifer. The characters within Disenchanted, at least the three protagonists, are odds with their own world. Princess Bean does not want to be married, she just wants to be free to make her own choices. The little elf, Elfo, which is male for elf in Spanish, fun fact, he does not want to be happy all the time. When he's first shown to us, he exists within his own realm of elves, and they're happy and they sing all the time. And he wants to go out into the world and feel feelings. He's kind of like, he starts off as kind of like a cynic character, but then when he comes into the real world, he's by relativity, he is actually a nice, happy person compared to the rest of the people in the real world. So within his world, in the elf country, he was a sort of depressive and not happy. In the real world, he's actually a most happy and positive person by comparison with the people from the real world. And finally, there's Lucy. Princess Bean gets cursed with him, a demon, so she has to put up with him for the rest of her life now, at least as far as we know within the show. And basically he's like the little demon on her shoulder, literally telling her and influencing her to do bad things. So she increasingly does really bad things, but at the same time Elfo is there to like try to steer her in the right direction, and they get into shenanigans. Also, Lucy is kind of like the vendor of the group. So throughout the show, we follow these villains that are watching from the shadows what happens in the town of Dreamland, and they're the ones that place the curse on Bean, and they are hoping that Lucy corrupts her really, really fast. And they're very woo-ha-ha about it. It's kind of an in-joke, and they're kind of hilarious. Whenever they come in the spotlight, they're kind of a highlight of the show. The show also uses fairy tale tropes, and it kind of deconstructs them in some ways. The fairies are kind of like my favorite part of it. They want to make your wishes come true, if you know what I mean. So should you watch Disenchantment? I think you should, just to give it a try. It's not amazing by any standards. I mean, it has really good animation. Obviously, is modern standards, and it is quite funny. But I don't think we have the rhythm with these characters yet, and it is very. I mean, you've seen these tropes before, so that, and then they kind of break them a little bit. So that's what makes it funny. That's where the comedy comes from. So there's like a magical quest. There's a magic MacGuffin that they have to look for. There's alchemists and magics and secret societies, and all these kind of things that are normal or they populate fantasy worlds and fantasy works. But yeah, if you like fantasy and you like Futurama and you like The Simpsons, you should probably give it a shot. But you're probably already done so, because you follow the other two works. That's how I came into the show. I couldn't wait for it to finish and to come to Netflix, and it's finally here. So yeah, I do recommend to watch it, but like, you know, adjust your expectations. It's not like these are all brand new characters, so we need to like get with them, and they need to explore them a little bit before we get them. Like it's not like Fry and Leela, who we know from a long time, and we already know how they work and what the chemistry is. I didn't get that familiarity from these characters yet. My favorite character so far is Lucy, the little devil. When I drew him, I draw him. He seems almost flat in the show because he has no other color. He's just completely black, so he's almost like it's a shadow. He gets mistaken by a cat. So like when people see him, they don't see a demon. They think he's a cat because he has little horns, and I guess they pass by ears. It's one of those things that the style maybe doesn't reflect as much, but it is pretty funny. It's like just that you're talking cat. Like talking cat is no big deal, but demon it is. I don't know. Finally, I wanted to add Incubator from the Madoka Magica series because I wanted to make it seem as if it was another demon that Bean was looking for, and because she searches for magical items and such, and magical creatures in the show. So I wanted to make it that a reference that she wants another demon, and he doesn't want her. So here's the finished drawing. So where do I place this series as far as either quality or hilariously? I do think it's a fun show. It's not as funny as Futurama, but also I think Futurama has a lot more time to have gotten into the back of our heads, and we know how all the characters work. And here is kind of a whole new setting, and I think it's gonna be a little bit of time before we get into the rhythm of the show. The first few episodes are not that great, then the show gets better towards the end when we finally like know how things work and who's who. And the voice of Bender is actually the voice of Bean's father on this. He doesn't sound like Bender though. Like for a moment I thought the actor that played Lucy, the little demon, I thought he was the same voice as Bender, and then when I looked it up, it's not the same person at all. I do like the Bean character. Her father describes her as Bucktooth, and everybody always makes a point to bring out her big teeth, and that's why in the drawing you see that I have a little separation for her thing, although I didn't want to exaggerate it too much like it is in the show. And something funny, the reason that I wanted to draw it was because while I'm watching the show, at some point they describe Bean as having beautiful blue eyes, but all you really see in the show, because of the art style, is the two little black dots. And then it just kind of like it took me out of the experience of watching the show a little bit, but at the same time it was like, okay, it's obviously the art style of the show doesn't have the eye color, but it's meant to be there. So if you live within that world, that's how you would see it. So I wanted to like draw her and the gang with my style, and actually draw her beautiful blue eyes. That's kind of why I'm doing this whole drawing. It was a little fun doing it. I did like what came up, and I will put it up on my site. You can see it down here, where you can go get the drawing if you like it. It's gonna be on my DeviantArt also. Well, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for making it. If you made it all the way here, it's like 2:05 a.m. now when I'm finally done editing everything. I'm happy with things came up though. I was a little worried all the way through, thinking that it wasn't gonna be very cohesive, because I don't script things too much. I need to though, to get better. But for the meantime, thank you for watching. If you watched the entire thing, if you made it this far, and if you'd like to support my channel, please hit subscribe and the little bell button so that you know when I'm uploading new things. If you'd like to check out the rest of my things, get in touch with me social media. I'm very much active on Instagram and on Facebook, and all my links are here and also on the description. I'm waiting for season 2 of this show now because I really did like it. I cannot wait to see what happens with Bean and the company. There was a big of a cliff. Season 1 ended on a big of a cliffhanger, and I'm not going to say anything, so you can go watch it. And if you watch it, please let me know what you thought of the show. If you liked it, if you didn't. Wow, my voice is going away. So yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.